Good afternoon. This is my second video in English language on this particular YouTube channel relating ASD. The questions that I've been asked a lot is the differences on the spectrum in hypo and hypersensitivity. And for people with ASD, it's a vast majority of differences in relations to everything. So let's talk about sensory first. There are people who are hyposensitive to physical stimuli, and there are a lot of physical stimuli, not only five senses that we're used to think about, but there are also proprioception, there is the sense of balance, there is the sense of feeling air pressure inside your ear, there is a sense of inner organs, pain, or feeling inner organs. So there are a lot of different senses. There is a sense of cold and a sense of hot. So there are people on both sides of the spectrum. And if you are hypo, means not enough, or hyper, means too much, sensitive to one, it does not mean you will be the same to some other ones. You can be hyposensitive to touch and hypersensitive to light, or vice versa. So in one person, it can be all different dimensions of physical sensitivity. The same is correct for social sensitivity. So there are people who are introverts to the extreme extent, and they prefer not to socialize with people regularly and willingly, and if they do, or if they are forced to do, they can result in anxiety, depression, and all unnecessary stuff. On the other hand, there are people who are intrusive and they over socialize, and people like that also exist on the spectrum a lot. And recommendation to people like that is always, can you stop? Can you stop intruding people? So it's not only one dimension, one fits all, but there are different sides of the spectrum of socialization. Then let's talk about education. There are a vast majority of extremes even here too. So there are people who are hypolexic, means they have difficulties with reading, they have difficulties with speaking, they have their vocabulary is not intense, it's not rich. And on the other side of the spectrum, there are hyperlexic people who read a lot since they were young and who obtain very rich vocabulary in many languages, and they're capable of learning languages. The same is true about numbers. There are people who are geniuses in mathematics and sciences, and there are people who have average, close to disability level of understanding of math, and their capability with numbers are hypo, below the average norm. So another interesting thing that I wanted to add to this particular topic of vast differences for people with ASD is the population that is called Aspergers and is related to what was formerly called Asperger's syndrome is usually extremely interested in person's intellect, and they have intense passion for their special interests. Having said that, their intense friendship with a person of the same special interest can be seen sometimes from a neurotypical person looking at those people from outside as something similar to romantic interest, which is not the case. This is intellect, what many SPs are after. They're mostly interested in the ideas of that person, in the subject matter, what they're pursuing. And that is a very interesting thing to observe and be able to distinguish and ponder upon. I once again want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. If you liked this particular video, feel free to push the like button and share with everyone you believe might benefit from it. Also, this is a new channel. It's around 2 months old, and most of the time it's dedicated to ASD awareness in Russian language as well as education. And I am only starting this ASD awareness in English, and so if you're watching it, it means you're one of the first ones. So I hope that we will keep in touch via comments down below, and you can always add me on Facebook as your friend. I'm always willing to share the knowledge, the information, the experience with everyone who is ready to do that. Thank you very much. Keep in touch and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.